Hi, welcome back to Keep It Dirty, a podcast where my guests share their life living functionally and sustainably, and their why behind their experiences navigating through our ever changing environment. I am your host, Leslie Dowling. I'm a corporate speaker, passionate about creating optimal performance in the workplace, which will have a direct effect on an increase in revenue and productivity through restorative health techniques. And it is a pleasure to have everybody here. Thank you for listening, supporting. I have been podcasting for the last several years now. I am on episode like 97 now, and I'm just doing a couple of shorts through the coming into the spring on just going through some of the lecture material over the years and things that I thought would be really important to review, and the passion behind why am I a podcaster and why I got into functional health. So, yeah, first question, why am I a podcaster? Probably because over the years, from schooling, going back to school, getting certifications as a functional health practitioner, and all the really awesome people that I have met through the years that have either taken the same journey going through school with me. And our bottom line is, we have one life to live. We want to live life to the fullest. We want to live optimally. And why not? Why is our society so compromised? Probably because everything with technology, it's the beauty and the beast. We're becoming very immobile. We are just sitting in front of our laptops like I'm doing now. I would much rather be outdoors running with my dogs or biking. I'm just an active person, always has been. It's in my DNA. But I think that goes from where your roots are from, creating a foundation. So, for all the viewers and listeners that are going to start thinking about having a family, start Googling about healthier options and get your kids involved with cooking and preparing and create that as just a downtime, a time to be able to connect and communicate with your family, which I thought was so critical when my three sons were younger. And some of the things that people ask me, my viewers and listeners, is just simple things like, what do you usually eat? And what do I kind of stay away from? Well, the first thing I say is listen to your body. Over the years, you get to know when you are tapped in and tuned into your body, what makes you feel good. Start a journal, a 3-day journal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then write down the emotion connected to what you're eating and how you're feeling. Do you find that certain foods that you eat the next day you feel bloated, or that your rings don't fit properly, or you can't get the rings on your fingers? And it could be because you might be retaining salt. So retaining water from eating a lot of salt. So just be conscious of that. I just know for me, I have a gluten intolerance. Most people do because of the soil that is depleted with a lot of the minerals and nutrients that we don't have, and also with the ingredients that is compromised now, that a lot of the breads that we eat are not from hundreds of years ago. So it has a lot of chemicals and components in it that can make us gluten intolerant, meaning that our body, our gut, it's like a very fine wired mesh, like a fish net, but very, very, very intricate woven wefts, and the way that everything is woven and warps. That's my techno. That's from technical terms from being in the textile business. So those are the way that the wires are going horizontal and vertically, and that's basically the way that it's sort of like mesh material, the gut. So when holes are perforated in our gut and allows nutrients to leave our system, it's not absorbed into our system. It also causes inflammation. It causes us to have indigestion, and that is also causing us to go into dysbiosis with gut health. So we're not in balance. So even if people say, "Oh, I know I'm not gluten intolerant," well, studies show now that most of the world has some level of gluten intolerances because of the way that the food chain has changed dramatically over the world over the many years. So yeah, start listening to your body. I usually go to the market several times a week because this way I get fresh ingredients. I don't buy in bulk. I try to just buy maybe for a couple of meals and try to prep and prepare a day or two before and try to get fresh, wholesome ingredients that are not packaged. And I try to get things on sale that are organic. And when you start having, like, watching your budget, not going through drive-throughs, not going out to dinner all the time, you can save a lot of money and also put that into healthier foods that you decide to purchase that are organic. And people say, why organic? Why organic? Because non-organic foods contain chemicals and components in it that, for example, meats that look really healthy and perfect. Well, they are beefed up with injecting the meats with antibiotics with the animals and chemicals to make them look healthy, and the meat products would also look perfect, which actually it has a lot of antibodies in it. So what are we doing? We're ingesting whatever they're eating. So if they're eating GMOs to bulk them up, the meats, we are ingesting that. It's just a no-brainer. Think about the food chain. Think about what you're eating. The meat has these chemicals and components in it that are not organic. So we're ingesting that into our blood system, and it's staying and lingering in our system, creating dysbiosis. So when you start doing your research, it makes a lot of sense. It is a trickling effect. You got to get to the root cause of what's going on with our whole body and start being your own detective. Start doing research. Start creating a journal, logging it, and seeing how you're feeling. And also, people say, what are your go-to products? What do you like using? I like different teas that I enjoy. And you have to be careful because, people say, love the taste of black licorice root, but I have low blood pressure. Black licorice can lower your blood pressure. So you have to be careful with these herbs. And what I try to really emphasize, even though I'm passionate about my podcast, I always tell everybody to speak with your physician or other healthcare professionals before taking any medication or nutritional, herbal, or homeopathic supplements, because you might have a pre-existing condition that you might not know about, and it might trigger something, especially some of these herbs pack a powerful punch, even in the teas. You just have to be careful. I like drinking a lot of water, and I put it in a metal container so you don't have the PFAs, the plastic, when heated, when leaving your plastic with water bottles in the car, especially during the summer, can release chemicals that actually creates dysbiosis and can increase our estrogen levels. So it does have tendencies to create hormonal imbalance. Yes, studies have shown. And if you look into PubMed and do some research, that is actually proven. So just be careful, even with your kids. Don't always give them plastic water bottles. Start having them have designated metal containers. This is Hydro Flask. I'm not an ambassador to this. I just like Hydro Flask. And then I put something in it, and I get this at my health food store. It's called Ultima. There's 6 essential electrolytes. This one is pink lemonade, and it has natural boosting agents in here. So it just keeps your energy going, especially in the summer. Now that we're going into like warmer weather, spring, this kind of adds a nice flavor to your water. And also, even through the whole year, I always do sublingually, I do my immune support because a lot of people are still getting sick. There are a lot of variants out there with viruses. So I always just use this, Beekeepers Naturals. So just do your diligence, talk to your doctor. If you want to start something like this, before you start anything, seek advice from your doctor or your functional health practitioner. Also, nasal spray max is another one, and that's also by Beekeepers Naturals. I get this at health food store. I got this at a local store called Kimberton, which has mostly organic farm-raised fruits and vegetables. And also, let's see, your skin is your largest organ. So whatever you're ingesting, just be careful of what you are putting on your skin topically. Read the labels. I love using tallow cream. So it's a byproduct of like fat from animal fat. And there's a way that they can create this beautiful lotion that they can infuse with natural oils, and it just lasts forever on your skin, smells wonderful. So start looking into that. Fancy Fiddles is also .com. You could check them out. They have a great collection of tallow that they are now selling. And that is about it. So I just want to give you tips, tools, and strategies, just a quick podcast on some of the things I do. Some of my viewers want to know how I stay healthy and just living clean, eating clean, and just enjoying life and do stuff that, take time out for yourself sometime. Take time out to do things that you love to do, even if that's simply like me walking my dogs, taking a walk through the park, or running, whatever it is. Take care. Remember, ground with Mother Earth and try to keep it dirty. Bye.